Hello everyone and welcome back to Bablinkers. This video deals with NEET previous year questions from the chapter Plant Kingdom Part 1. Part 2 will be uploaded soon on my channel, so stay tuned with Bablinkers. In this video, you will find the detailed explanation of every question that has been asked in the previous year. Along with that, I'll be sharing some important tips that will help you out to fetch maximum marks in your exam, and you can save your time as well. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Before proceeding with the questions, just go through this table. I've summarized all the important points and keywords regarding algae in this table. If you remember this table very well, you'll be able to solve all the questions from the algae portion. This table is very important. It contains all the important points, so do remember this table. And now let's discuss the questions one by one in detail. First question says, which one of the following statement is wrong? So 4 statements are given. We have to find out the wrong statement. This question came in NEET 2016. First statement says agar and agar is obtained from Gelidium and Gracilaria. This is absolutely correct. Agar and agar is a solidifying agent which is obtained from red algae, Gelidium and Gracilaria. Second statement, laminaria and sargassum are used as food. This is also correct. Remember the name of 4 algae, which is laminaria, sargassum, porphyra and chlorella. These 4 algae are used as food. Laminaria and sargassum, they belong to brown algae. Porphyra is a red algae and chlorella is a green algae. So statement 2 is correct. Statement 3, algae increase the level of dissolved oxygen in the immediate environment. This is also correct because algae, it performs photosynthesis. And byproduct of photosynthesis is oxygen. So the level of oxygen would increase in the immediate environment. Fourth statement says algin is obtained from red algae and carrageen from brown algae. This is incorrect because algin is obtained from brown algae and carrageen is obtained from the red algae. Both algin and carrageen, they are hydrocolloids because they have the high water holding capacity. So both algin and carrageen, they are used for the commercial purposes. So the correct option is option number 4 because algin is obtained from brown algae and carrageen is obtained from red algae. Second question says which one of the following statement is wrong, and this question came in AIPMT 2015. Statement 1, agar and agar is obtained from Gelidium and Gracilaria. Absolutely correct that agar and agar is obtained from a red algae which are Gelidium and Gracilaria. Statement 2 says that chlorella and spirulina are used as space food. This is also correct, but remember one thing, student, that chlorella, it is a green algae. Whereas spirulina is a cyanobacteria. And another name of cyanobacteria is a blue-green algae. So remember this is a very important thing which you have to keep in mind, that chlorella is a green algae, spirulina is a cyanobacteria, and both are used as a space food. Statement 3 says that mannitol is store food in rhodophyceae. Another name of rhodophyceae is red algae. So mannitol, it is a store food in case of brown algae, not in red algae. And floridine starch, this is the store food in case of red algae. So statement number 3 is incorrect. Statement 4 says that algin and carrageen are product of algae. Absolutely correct. Algin, we obtain it from the brown algae, and carrageen, we obtain it from the red algae, and both are the products of algae and they have the commercial usage. So the question is asking about the wrong statement. So wrong statement is statement number 3, which says that mannitol is a store food in rhodophyceae. So mannitol is the stored food in Phaeophyceae, which is the brown algae, not in Rhodophyceae. So the correct option is option number 3. Next question says, which of the following algae contains mannitol as the reserve food material? Four options are given: ectocarpus, gracilaria, volvox and ulothrix. This question came in NEET 2021. So we have to find out the algae which has mannitol as the reserve food material. So green algae has starch as the reserve food material. In red algae, fluoridine starch is the reserve food material. And in case of brown algae, the reserve food material is mannitol and laminarin. That means we have to find out the brown algae in the option. Gracilaria is the red algae, Ulothrix is the green algae, Volvox is the green algae, and Ectocarpus is the brown algae. So the correct option is option number 1, Ectocarpus. Because brown algae has mannitol and laminarin as the reserve food material. Next question says, which of the following algae produce carrageen? Green algae, brown algae, red algae, blue-green algae. And this question came in NEET 2021. So carrageen is obtained from the red algae. From the brown algae we obtain algin, and blue-green algae is the other name of cyanobacteria. So do remember that they have written blue-green algae just to confuse you. Please remember this, that the other name of cyanobacteria is the blue-green algae. So the correct option is option number 3, that is red algae, because we obtain carrageen from the red algae. Now coming to next question, phycroerythrin is a major pigment in red algae, blue-green algae, green algae and brown algae. This question came in NEET 2020. So we have to find out the algae which has phycroerythrin as a major pigment. So I'm writing G for the green algae, B for brown algae and R for red algae. Now easy way to remember all the pigment in the algae, first write down A in front of all the algae because chlorophyll A is present in green algae, brown algae as well as in red algae. Now after this, write down B, C, D. Now green algae will contain chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B, brown algae have chlorophyll A and chlorophyll C, and red algae have chlorophyll A and chlorophyll D. In brown algae, apart from chlorophyll A and chlorophyll C, fucoxanthin is present. And because of the presence of fucoxanthin, brown algae appear brown in color. Now in red algae, apart from chlorophyll A and chlorophyll D, phycroerythrin is present. And this phycroerythrin impart red color to the red algae. So phycroerythrin is a major pigment in red algae. Correct option is option number 1. Next question says, which one is wrongly matched? This question came in NEET 2018. So 4 options are given. We have to find out the wrongly matched pair. First, I'll start from option number 4, which says unicellular organism Chlorella. This is also correct because Chlorella is a green algae and it is a unicellular organism. That means it is made up of single cell. Second says gamma cups Markensia. This is also correct. Markensia is a bryophyte and gamma cap is a characteristic feature of Markensia. Biflagellated zoospores in brown algae. This is also correct. Remember that in green algae, the zoospores and the gametes are flagellated. That means they are motile. In brown algae, the zoospores and gametes are also flagellated. But in red algae, the zoospores as well as the gametes, they are non-flagellated. That means the flagella is completely absent and they are non-motile. In option 1, it is written uniflagellate gametes. Uni means one. So the gametes are having one flagella in Polysiphonia. This is incorrect because Polysiphonia is red algae. And in red algae, the gametes are non-flagellated. So the wrongly matched pair is option number 1. Next question says male gametes are flagellated in Anabaena, Ectocarpus, Pyrogyra, Polysiphonia, and this question came in AIPMT 2015. So first I'll take the Anabaena. Anabaena is a cyanobacteria. And cyanobacteria is a prokaryote. In prokaryotes, sexual reproduction is absent. If there's no sexual reproduction, that means there's no gamete formation. So in Anabaena, gamete formation does not take place. So option 1 is incorrect. Now option 2, ectocarpus. Ectocarpus is a brown algae. And in brown algae, all the gametes are flagellate. That means ectocarpus could be an answer. But before that, we have to check option 3 and option 4 as well. Let's see option 3, which is Spirogyra. So Spirogyra is a green algae. All green algae have flagellated gametes, but the exception is Spirogyra because Spirogyra have non-flagellated gametes. And question is asking about the flagellated gametes. So this is an incorrect option. Fourth is Polysiphonia. Polysiphonia is a red algae. And flagella is completely absent in red algae. That means the gametes are non-flagellated. So Polysiphonia is also the incorrect option. So the correct option is option number 2, that is ectocarpus. Isogamous condition with non-flagellated gametes is found in Fucus, Chlamydomonas, Spirogyra, Volvox, and this question came in NEET 2013. So isogamous condition with non-flagellated gametes is found in Spirogyra. Fucus is a brown algae and gametes of brown algae, they are all flagellated. Chlamydomonas and Volvox, they are green algae. Spirogyra is also a green algae. All the green algae, they have flagellated gametes, but the exception is Spirogyra. Spirogyra have non-flagellated gametes. So the correct option is option number 3. Next question says, an example of colonial alga is Volvox, Ulothrix, Spirogyra and Corella. And this question came in NEET 2017. So Ulothrix is the filamentous form of algae. Corella is unicellular organism. It is a green algae and it is made up of single cell. Spirogyra is also a filamentous form of algae. Volvox is the one which formed colony. So example of colonial alga is Volvox. Correct answer is option number 1, that is Volvox. Next question says zygotic meiosis is a characteristics of Fucus, Funaria, Chlamydomonas, Markensia. This question came in NEET 2017. So zygotic meiosis means that the meiosis is taking place in the zygote. So zygotic meiosis is a characteristic feature of those algae which has haplontic life cycle. So Fucus, it is a brown algae, but it has diplontic life cycle. So this is incorrect. Second is Funaria and fourth is Markensia. Funaria and Markensia both are bryophyte. And in bryophyte, when zygote is formed, this zygote undergo differentiation and forms sporophyte. The sporophyte has 3 parts: foot, seta and capsule. Inside the capsule, spore mother cell is present which undergo meiosis. So zygote is not undergoing meiosis. It is the spore mother cell which is undergoing meiosis. Zygote is differentiated into sporophyte in case of bryophyte. So zygotic meiosis cannot be observed in bryophyte. So option number 2 and option number 4 are incorrect. Now we left with only option number 3, that is Chlamydomonas. And Chlamydomonas is a green algae and it shows haplontic life cycle. So you will observe meiosis in zygote of Chlamydomonas. So zygotic meiosis would be observed in Chlamydomonas. So correct option is option number 3. Which of the following is incorrectly matched? So we have to find out the incorrectly matched pair or the wrong pair, and this question came in NEET 2022. Eulothrix, mannitol, porphyra, floridine starch, wallwork starch, and ectocarpus fucoxanthin. So in green algae, the reserve food material is starch. In brown algae, the reserve food material is mannitol and laminarin. In red algae, the reserve food material is floridine starch. In green algae, the chlorophyll pigment is A and B. In brown algae, the pigments are A, C, and fucoxanthin. In red algae, the pigments are chlorophyll A, chlorophyll D, and phycoerythrin. So we'll start with ectocarpus. Ectocarpus is a brown algae, and in brown algae, fucoxanthin is present. So this is correct. Wallworks is a green algae, and in green algae, the reserve food material is starch. This is also correct. Porphyra is a red algae, and in red algae, the reserve food material is floridine starch. This is also correct. Eulothrix is a green algae, but in green algae, the reserve food material is starch, and here it is written mannitol. Mannitol is the reserve food material in brown algae, not in green algae. So option number 1 is incorrectly matched. An alga which can be employed as food for human being. Eulothrix, Corella, Spirogyra, Polysiphonia. This question came in AIP MD 2014. So when we are discussing the first question, I told you that there are 4 algae which can be used as a food. Number 1 is Laminaria. Number 2 is Sargassum. Number 3 is Porphyra. And number 4 is Corella. Remember, Corella is green algae, Porphyra red, Sargassum brown, and Laminaria brown algae. And all these algae, they can be used as food. So the correct option is Corella, which is the second option. Next question says, read the following statement. Identify the characters related to the alga shown in the diagram. A. It is a member of chlorophyceae. B. Food is stored in the form of starch. C. It is a monoecious plant showing oogonium and antheridium. D. Food is stored in the form of laminarin or mannitol. E. It shows dominance of pigment chlorophyll A, C, and fucoxanthin. Choose the correct answer from the option given below. So this is Kyra. Kyra is a green algae, and in green algae, the reserve food material is starch. Second, the pigment present are chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. Another name of green algae is chlorophyceae. So it is a member of chlorophyceae? Absolutely correct. Food is stored in the form of starch? Correct. It is a monoecious plant showing oogonium and antheridium? This is also correct. Food is stored in the form of laminarin or mannitol? This is incorrect because food is stored in the form of starch, not in the form of laminarin and mannitol. This is a characteristic feature of brown algae. It shows dominance of pigment chlorophyll A, C and fucoxanthin. This is also incorrect because it has chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B, not chlorophyll C and fucoxanthin. This is also the characteristic of brown algae. So the correct options are A, B and C. So A, B and C are the correct statement. That means the correct option is option number 2. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, do share it with your friends. And for more interesting videos, stay tuned with Blinkers.